Heading into week 10 already. It's hard to believe we're that far into the season. I'm Dustin. Welcome to Fantasy Smack Talk. Before we get into it, DraftKings, if you haven't signed up, get in there. Use the promo code FST or follow the link in the card or in the description. Deposit at least $5. They'll give you an inch to a free cash game where you can win thousands of dollars in prizes. And if your teams aren't looking that good, start getting into some daily. Play some of those. They're a lot of fun. Before we get into it, though, with the waiver wires, you know, it was fine with all the other injuries. I didn't have a lot of those guys. I did have Le'Veon Bell in one league, so that kind of hurt. But Dion, why did it have to be Dion Lewis? I have him in 5 out of my 6 leagues. I'll be over it in a week or so, but Dion, that was amazing. Let's talk about running backs in all leagues that you should be adding. Carlos Williams, first of all, I don't know why he's still available in about 60% of leagues. I mean, this is one of the most exciting handcuffs out there. He has value even with McCoy being healthy, and he might get a chance on a short week to get a start this week. So Carlos Williams, must add in all leagues. I think he should be rostered from here on out. Antonio Andrews is the next guy. He's on about 50% of leagues. Right when it looks like Cobb might come in and take over the majority of those carries. New coaching staff says Andrews is going to be their workhorse, and he looked pretty decent week 9. So not a guy that you're going to get really all that excited about, but still starting running back in the NFL that's going to get a decent amount of carries. James Starks, we got to talk about him. I mean, we were really high on Lacy coming into the year. Obviously, that hasn't worked out. I mean, a lot of first-round picks haven't worked out, but Starks has looked better. I mean, he has just looked better. You need to pick up Starks if he's available in your league. I mean, he's still kind of a scary start week to week if Lacy's playing, but Lacy's even banged up now, so you got to, at the very least, all Lacy owners should own Starks. I mean, at this point, you need to. And Alfred Blue, Alfred Blue's a must-add in all leagues. Like, he's a starting running back that's going to get 10-plus carries each week. You got to own him. I mean, he's going to be a bit of a roller coaster, but he's going to have some good games down the stretch. So I don't understand why more people aren't picking them up. I know it's kind of a mess. There's a couple other guys that might factor in, but Blue's the guy. So I don't understand that. He needs to be owned. I know he was on a bye week 9, but now, okay, he's past his bye. Pick this guy up. He's a starting running back. Marcel Reese is a guy that could be interesting as a 1-week fill-in if Murray doesn't pass all the concussion stuff. He's only on about 5% of leagues. I like Reese a little bit more in PPR leagues and standard leagues, but he might get a chance to start if Murray can't get through all the tests. Let's talk about New England. So, obviously with Dion Lewis going down, I think it helps blunt a little bit, just less question marks with who gets carries. And then you got White, and then you got Brandon Bolden. What's going to happen? Who's going to get the Dion Lewis touches? Personally, I think it's going to be a bit of a mess. But if you're going to pick one, I like Bolden just a little bit more. But it's a true coin flip, so I don't mind the idea of taking a gamble on one of them, but I think it's just going to turn into a mess more than anything. I mean, I think they saw Dion Lewis as a special player, that they wanted to get the ball in his hand. I don't know if they're necessarily going to feel that same way with White and Bolden. They might factor in, but I don't think they're going to game plan to get the ball in their hands. So Lewis owners are just kind of stuck with nobody. So it's unfortunate, but if you're going to take a gamble on someone, I have Bolden just a little bit higher. Receivers, lots of receivers that I think are must-adds in all leagues. They're owned in a decent amount of leagues, but they're just not getting enough respect. Michael Floyd, first one's only owned in 60% of leagues. There's a chance he won that starting job back. John Brown is still going to be a big part of that offense, but Floyd is a very good receiver. He's a former 1,000-yard receiver. I think there's a good chance he got that starting job back. Tavon Austin owned in 75% of leagues. The Rams are getting the ball in his hands. I think he had 8 carries week 9. I mean, they're going to find a way to get this guy involved. They've been doing it. They're going to continue to do it. He's too explosive. Don't really understand why he's only on 75% of leagues. If he doesn't do it through the air, he's going to do it through the ground. He's going to find a way to score you some points. Aiken for Baltimore, kind of the same deal. I know he was on his bye week 9, but he's only on in about half of all leagues. I don't understand that. He's the number 1 receiver for Baltimore now. I know they're not the best passing offense, but he's going to get, a minimum of 5 targets each week. He probably might even get close to double-digit targets sometimes. So he needs to be owned in all leagues. And then Brandon LaFell as well, only owned in 75% of leagues. Pick him up. I mean, he was a top 20, right around top 20 receiver last year. He's healthy now, and the Patriots have been getting him involved. One receiver in deeper leagues, I want to talk about Devin Funchess. Now, this is a guy we liked coming into the year, but he got off to a really slow start, but he's been starting to get a little bit more involved. I think it's really easy to lose patience with rookie receivers, but it's actually more normal for it to take a little while for young receivers to learn offenses and get up to speed. So it's not really that uncommon for it to be, week 10 before rookie receivers start making an impact. So Funchess, definitely put him on your radar at the very least, but he could be a guy that has some value down the stretch. If you want to be the one that takes the gamble on Romo, if you're not liking your quarterback situation, Romo's only on about 60% of leagues right now. He should be back in a couple weeks, so if you're not liking your quarterback, Romo's a good guy to target. Tight end, I like Crockett Gilmore, only on 10% of leagues. I mean, he's in a situation with Baltimore right now where they're going to have to get creative. Steve Smith's gone. They're going to have to find other people that get involved, and Gilmore could be a guy that they try to get the ball in his hands more. I don't mind him as a tight end down the stretch. And then my pick up and play defense is going to be Pittsburgh this week. They're going up against Cleveland. They're at home. The Cleveland receivers are a mess. We'll see what happens with their quarterback situation, but I like Pittsburgh at home against Cleveland. I think they're a safe 8 to 10 point play. This is just a portion of the list. If you want to see the full list, get on the website, subscribe to our channel. We'll see you later in the week, and get in those forums if you have any questions. And if you owned Dion Lewis, I'm right there with you. It was a sad, sad, sad Sunday.